Last time you were here, you're saying that Akon City was supposed to open in 2026.
Yeah.
So where is Akon City at right now? Because last time you were here, you're saying that Akon City was supposed to open in 2026.
A $6 billion project to transform a coastal village into a modern city in Senegal.
Akon is behind a massive scam.
This was all I saw.
In 2018, rapper Akon made an announcement that he was building his own $6 billion future city in Africa, a hybrid of Dubai and the fictional city of Wakanda. Akon City is where innovation meets luxury and many other promises. He said, "I made the city that the people in Africa never see before, but the reality is something else. Lies, corruption, collusion, a Ponzi scheme." But before we discuss the fall of Akon City, it is important to understand the actual amazing achievements Akon has made for over a dozen African nations. In 2014, Akon did something that made the African people trust him. He launched a project with the goal of bringing solar energy to 14 African nations in its first year. Although Akon's intentions were noble, he observed that many of these countries lacked unity and hesitated to plan for the future. So, he strategically targeted nations with upcoming elections. Akon offered to install solar systems for free in villages chosen by the leaders, such as providing streetlights and solar panels for homes and businesses. This move made the leaders appear committed to national progress, garnering them more votes from their citizens. Once a village was illuminated, neighboring villages began pressuring their governments, asking, "How come we ain't lit up?" Despite criticisms of this tactic, the ultimate beneficiaries were the communities. The solar electricity allowed vendors to operate longer into the night and enabled children to study after dark. Additionally, the installation of streetlights led to a noticeable decrease in crime rates due to improved visibility provided by the solar-powered lighting. By 2020, Akon Lighting Africa had achieved remarkable milestones: 100,000 solar-powered street lamps, 1,200 solar microgrids, and over 5,000 new jobs. However, many people questioned how Akon financed such a large-scale project. While his music career was successful, funding hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure costs seemed implausible. Akon secured a line of credit for up to $1 billion worth of solar equipment from the finance arm of China Jiangsu International Group, a Chinese government-owned construction firm. This arrangement allowed the African governments, which couldn't afford the upfront costs, to pay in installments. Regardless, Akon's link with Chinese investors and his past success in lighting up Africa helped him propose his newest idea, Akon City. He says he got his $1 billion loan increased to $5 billion with the help of these Chinese investors. After revealing the city plan, Akon went on a big tour talking about the project. People are saying, the president of Senegal gave him 3 square miles of land for his future city. Some also asked if Akon's Lighting Africa project was just for his own gain. Akon replied, "I had to actually buy the land, so it wasn't gifted to me." He also mentioned that he's getting full support from the president and the government. Akon City will be built on a 3 square mile plot just 60 miles from Dakar, the capital and largest city in Senegal. Now, 3 square miles isn't a huge amount of land. It's about 2,000 acres, or a little more than double the size of Central Park in New York City. But Akon says this version of the city is just the beginning of a bigger plan with many phases. He also announced during this time that Akon City would run entirely on its own cryptocurrency called Acoin. But Akon didn't realize that he was setting himself up for failure by starting his own cryptocurrency. Acoin is a cryptocurrency based on Stellar, aiming to support budding entrepreneurs in Africa and beyond. It's meant to be a common currency for Africa's 54 countries, each having its own unpredictable money, making it easier for people to use digital money with just a phone. "I'm like the bank," Akon said. He's not only building a city named after himself, but also making the currency he controls and owns the most of. Before launching Acoin, there was a pre-sale called the Token of Appreciation, TOA campaign, treating donations like a sale, offering 4 tokens for every $1 spent. When Acoin started trading on major crypto platforms, it peaked at around 58 cents, but then dropped to about 10 cents, causing TOA holders to lose money. Some donors expected refunds promised by Acoin, but haven't received them even after a year. Another person, the owner of the Go Black to Africa YouTube channel, emailed Acoin admins for years, asking for a refund, but got ignored. Despite promises from Acoin admins, many like him are still waiting for refunds after several years. When Akon was asked about these refunds, he said he didn't know there were any issues. Now that I wasn't aware because I know all the people that I know that was on record, we definitely met with everybody. And this was the agreement that was actually, agreed on. So if there was anyone outside of that, I definitely wasn't aware. He also said, well, that I'm just literally on everything finding out. So I'm gonna definitely get more involved and figure out what that's about. But we do have instruments in place to make sure those people are happy, even if I gotta go in my own pocket. But the truth is, Akon hasn't personally paid back these people. The coin's value dropped to 0.29 cents, meaning anyone who invested lost all their money. Right now, Acoin isn't available on any cryptocurrency exchange, so you can't buy, sell, or use it anywhere. It's basically worthless. Akon acted like he was doing great, but it turns out he's like many others who seem to only care about themselves in Africa. Seriously, dude? People trusted you and your Acoin, but it seems like both let them down. To make things worse, Akon City today is like a ghost town. Last year, a picture went viral showing just one brick laid in the middle of Akon City, which clearly showed very little progress, especially since Akon said it would be done by 2024. But it's not just that one brick. In 2024, we only have one completed building, and it's not even futuristic like promised. It's just a normal recreational center. There's another small building, barely started, with a spiral staircase, which kind of resembles the original vision, but that's about it. Most of the land is empty, with wild cattle roaming around. Akon blamed the pandemic, saying everything would be delayed by 2 years, but it doesn't add up because he announced Akon City to the world when the pandemic was at its worst. The sad part about the unused land is that it belonged to hundreds of people who still haven't been compensated by the Senegalese government. The first part of Akon City was supposed to be built on 55 hectares of land secured by SAPCO in 2009, with plans to expand to 500 hectares by the end of the decade. Macky Sall, the president of Senegal, said, "My problem with the land isn't with Akon, it's with SAPCO because they originally took the land from the villagers." The Senegalese government's tourist board, SAPCO, supported the project, saying, "We believe in Akon City and fully support Akon. It will bring in tourists and investors, and SAPCO is committed to its success." But now, they've warned Akon that if the project doesn't make progress by next year, they'll end their contract with him. People are keeping an eye on Akon City, wondering if it will really be ready by 2026, as Akon promises. But with so much land still empty and the project's past delays, many are doubtful. Will Akon City become the future hub it was meant to be, or remain an unfinished dream? Only time will tell. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, then don't forget to hit that like button below. If you want to stay updated with more great content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the red button and the notification bell so you never miss any future content from us. Your support means the world to us.